What's going on, guys? M1Finance here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's still going to be beneficial. So over the weekend, my daughter ended up getting pretty sick, pretty miserable, sleeping, very challenging, very stuffy, and she's a newborn baby. So for us, it was pretty hard to figure out, what do we do in situations like this? Well, baby ended up getting better. She's doing well now, which is awesome. However, my wife and I both got sick, which isn't that surprising. And during this, I've been sick for a little bit now. I was wondering, well, should I still do a video? My voice is messed up. I'm a little bit congested. I don't really feel that well. However, I want to stick to my weekly schedule. So of course we're doing that. But when I was sick, I started to think about, what do I do on my downtime? Do I spend time just watching Netflix or just playing video games? Or do I do anything else that actually can benefit me in some kind of way? And I actually do. I do a few things, and they're 100% free because you know me, I don't like to spend a lot of money. We're trying to save and invest for the future. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3 things that I do to benefit myself that are completely free, and I do them when I'm not working. So whether I'm sick or on vacation, anything along those lines. So I don't want to beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you the first 3 right away. Just get right into it, and then I'll go into a little bit more of why I like these things and why I do these things. So the first one is books. The second one is audiobooks, which I actually like even more. And then the third is YouTube. Yes, I sink a lot of time into YouTube, and I don't mean my actual time investment for making content. I mean my actual researching time. So with those 3 things, I don't pay for any of them, but I'm able to extract knowledge from each one, and I put it together, and then all of a sudden with that, I can make my own decisions and my own opinions, which is exactly what you guys should be doing. Don't just follow one YouTuber or one book. Get information from multiple sources and determine what you think is the best route to move forward. And this can apply to anything in life. It doesn't have to be finance. It can be, maybe you're trying to lose 20 pounds. You can watch some fitness YouTubers. You can read a book about fitness. You can just Google how to be healthy. You can look at all sorts of things when it comes to fitness. And it's the same exact way with finance. So before we talk about YouTube, I want to talk about books and audiobooks. Now, both of these are great options when it comes to self-development or further educating yourself on whatever topic you're interested in. But there's ways to go about it to be able to do these things for free, and that's what matters. The first big one is take advantage of your local library. So if you have an interest in specific books, go ahead and check with the library, see if they have that book, and if they don't, you can even request them to get that book specifically for you. Another thing you can do is if you're in business and you do a lot of networking, you'll find that a lot of people, depending on whatever they're successful in, they tend to have books about that certain subject. So you can ask to borrow their books. I have a friend that owns a business around where I live, and he had tons of books on business. So I borrowed a lot of his books, and still to this day, I'm reading through them. So another thing that may happen sometimes is your business or your boss may want you to get books, or maybe they'll give you a book. This is an example here. Someone gave me this, Mentoring 101. This is back when I was in a managerial role for one of my previous positions, and it was a very beneficial book for my position at the time. Now, with books comes a problem, is it takes time. You have to sit there and be invested in the time that you're actually reading the book. You can't be multitasking. So this is where audiobooks comes in. And this is my favorite, actually. So depending on your job, mine, for instance, I'm at home about 50% of the time, and then the other 50% of the time, I'm in meetings or I'm traveling to go meet with people. And when I'm traveling, that's considered downtime for me. Either I'm on the phone for work or I'm listening to an audiobook. Now, you can get an audiobook subscription through something like Audible, which I'm not sponsored by, and I don't even subscribe to them, but I do like the service. Or you can take advantage of the free route, which is something like Overdrive. Overdrive is an application that you can get on your phone, your iPhone, probably Android as well, and you can use your local library to borrow audiobooks. You download the audiobook to your phone, and then when you're driving, you can listen to whatever book that you're interested in. So that helps me kill a ton of time, and a lot of times I'm listening to something that I'm not too well educated on. So recently I've been listening to podcasts on real estate, and I do own my own home, but I don't actually have any real estate investments. Now, perhaps in the future, when I have a little bit more capital, I may move some of my investments into real estate to further diversify my portfolio. However, I want to make sure that I'm very well educated and I have a plan before I go and make those decisions. So now for the rest of the video, I'm going to go into the YouTube section, and I'm just going to show some content creators that I actually really enjoy watching, and I get a lot out of their videos. Now, I'm not sponsored. I don't know any of these people in person. I don't even know if they know me, maybe because I've commented on their videos in the past. However, if you're looking for new YouTube content to look at, I highly recommend these individuals because I get a lot of information out of them. So what I'm going to try to do with this is I'm going to try to talk about content creators that aren't already famous, because more than likely, if you're watching YouTube, their content has already been recommended to you and you may have already checked them out. So for instance, if you look at my page right here, it's covered with Meet Kevin. We are going to talk about Meet Kevin, but that's not who we're going to start with. So we're going to start with Daniel Braun. Daniel Braun focuses primarily on credit cards and comes from someone who prides himself on knowing a lot about credit cards and how to take advantage of them. I'd say 90% of his videos, there's at least one thing that I didn't know, or at least gets me thinking about something I should probably try to do. So really, really great job on explaining credit cards and how to use the rewards to better benefit you in the future. The next person we're going to talk about is Citizen of the Year. I've been watching him for probably about 6 months now, and he does a lot of extremely transparent information. He talks a lot about individual ETFs, individual stocks, and he lets everyone know what he's investing in and how he's doing. And I really like that. I may do that at some point. I haven't quite done it yet, but I have been thinking about it. I think one thing I like about him is every once in a while he'll throw in some tiny little jokes, and I don't know, that just keeps me interested. So I'm always looking for that. The next one we're going to talk about is the Average Joe Investor. So Average Joe Investor, this guy has some awesome data behind all the information that he provides. Now, he does do a lot of videos on individual stocks, which I'm not really a fan of just because it doesn't fit my personal investing strategy. However, he does a lot on ETFs, which does fit my strategy. And I think a lot of people can get benefit out of checking out his videos. Very, very educational videos and very to the point and concise. The next one we're going to talk about is Investing Made Simple. Now, this guy does a lot of content on crypto and specifically Ethereum. Now, I personally invest in Ethereum. I have spent countless hours trying to understand crypto, understand Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I still, to this day, could not explain it, to a child. So I truly don't have a good enough understanding of it, but I do love watching his videos because I feel like I get more information out of those, and I feel like he's getting me closer to finally understanding what crypto is and why we should be investing. So the next one is actually a podcast. It's called the Iced Coffee Hour, and this person definitely is a lot more famous. He's very well known, Graham Stefan, but this isn't his actual channel. This is his podcast channel that's run by one of his employees. And the really cool thing about this channel specifically is they always interview someone that's successful, and they come from different fields, whether they're successful in YouTube or finance or all different fields. It doesn't matter. So I love to put this on as kind of a background talk show whenever I'm either working or driving. And it's just interesting to me to hear other people's stories. This is actually something that I've thought about doing with my channel in the future, is talk to people I know that are doing well financially, such as someone that's already retired and how they're doing, what they did, talking to someone maybe that's in college and what she's doing, and basically talking to people and just seeing what they're doing to better their finances and better their financial future. The last one is Meet Kevin, who is famous, yes, but one thing that I really like about his channel is not so much his actual content. It's more of the fact that he does live streams every single day, at least most of the days. And with those live streams, he always looks at how the stock market's doing, what new information is out about, the CPI data, inflation, taxes, all sorts of stuff. He's always covering stuff up to date, and that's what I like. So it's almost just like listening to the news for me. So I highly recommend that channel if you have a chance to listen around 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, because usually there's a live stream that has some, pretty good information. So all in all, when you have downtime, especially when you're sick or if you're just relaxing at home, you do have multiple options. You can choose to watch Netflix, or you could choose to do something that may potentially benefit you in the future. Now, with everything, we need to find balance and moderation. So I think doing a little bit of both is a perfect use of your time. So if you're still watching the video, comment down below with what you do in your free time. And if there's a content creator that you think I should check out, feel free to leave me their information. I love checking out new content. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week.